وعشق ما له آخر، وأمجاد مسطرة ترى في أمسها الحاضر. دبي زانت الدنيا وعشق ما له آخر، وأمجاد مسطرة ترى في أمسها الحاضر. تحييكم وتهديكم ورود العمر والخاطر، تحييكم وتهديكم ورود العمر والخاطر. فأهلا يا ضيوف دبي وسهلا في ربوع دبي. يا سلام يا سلام يا سلام يا سلام يا سلام يا دبي، يا سلام يا دبي، يا سلام يا سلام يا سلام يا سلام يا سلام يا دبي. It's somewhere you feel alive, forever on your mind. Wherever you close your eyes, Dubai is always in your heart. Dubai is always in your heart. No matter where you go in life, no matter where you go in time, doesn't matter where you are, Dubai is always in.
أعزائي المشاهدين، أهلا وسهلا بكم من جديد مع برنامجكم الأسبوعي برنامج قصتي. كما عودناكم في كل أسبوع نستضيف لكم خيرة من دولة الإمارات. قصة نجاح أتتنا إلى الإمارات منذ عام 1988. Mr. Bibin, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We are so lucky here to be with you and your wife in this country and in Dubai, and we would like to say to you welcome in our program.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for contacting us, and it's our privilege to be in your show.
Mr. Bibin, at the first we would like to know about yourself. Who's Mr. Bibin when he came to this country at the first time and what he's doing at this moment?
بهالقلوب تتفيا ومن هالليل يتضيع، لأنها دانت الدنيا وعشق ما له آخر، وفيها يلتقي العالم ليغزل حبه العذري. فأهلا يا ضيوف
I came to Dubai, UAE, back in 1988. So I think I have spent more than 3 decades in this country. My dad came here back in 1970s, looking to make a better living, as the conditions in our country was not favorable for him to find a job. So almost 30 years in the country, or more than 30 years in the country, we are very happy that we were able to make a comfortable life here. And this is my wife, Anusha John. I've been married to her for the last 10 years. And personally, I'm a chocolate consultant associated with a couple of international brands around the world. And right now, I'm supporting her in some of her business activities. What she's representing here is a great brand of chocolate that's called Pakari. And we have 2 businesses. One is in Dubai South and one is in the mainland. And yeah, that's what it goes.
Madam Jacob, we meet you in the home. We meet a housewife, we meet a mother, and now we are meeting the businesswoman. Let's know about yourself.
So yeah, my journey starts back in India. I came to UAE almost 10 years back. So in India, I was an aspiring student for pharmaceutics, and I was planning to do my PhD and all. That's the point where I met Mr. Bibin, and we decided to get settled, and I had no idea what is UAE at all. So it was just a leap of faith I took with him, and I moved to UAE. When I came to UAE, I was very surprised. This was beyond my imagination to have such a perfect country. So I came here, I worked with some companies, and then I felt that this is the right place where I can dream for some future projects or future brands which should come into the picture. That is where we started our companies, and gradually we started with 1 company which became 2 last year, and we are doing good by God's grace. Things are pretty well.
بهالقلوب تتفيا ومن هالليل يتضيع، لأنها دانت الدنيا وعشق ما له آخر، وفيها يلتقي العالم ليغزل حبه العذري. فأهلا يا ضيوف.
First time we come to this country when we was almost 7 years to UAE, it was still desert, still.
Yeah, I mean,
rock.
as far as I could recollect from my memories, I was able to see Trade Center from wherever I stand in Dubai. So during the weekends, I remember my dad taking me somewhere near Trade Center, and he would get me an ice cream, and he used to tell me, this is the tallest building in UAE. And now when you look at the kind of development what we had here, I don't know it's a dream or a reality, because sometimes I will go to Marina or JBR and I will try to recollect, there were hardly 3 hotels there at that time. One was a Sheraton, a Hilton, and I think the Ritz-Carlton. When we are going to Abu Dhabi, we can see hardly 3 or 4 buildings, and there was a cement factory on the opposite side. Now, I cannot recognize the place. It's amazing. I mean, I can't believe a country could have a development like this. So it's, for me, growing up as a Dubai kid, it's unbelievable, and I take pride in telling people I'm from Dubai.
And how did you meet your wife?
Oh well, we met on a, yeah, it's actually like on a social media platform. In fact, she was my poker buddy on Texas Hold'em Poker. So we used to play poker every day, and then it developed into a friendship, and then yeah, now we are here together.
Very nice. To be in this country, madam, before 10 years, so let's talk about the difference between India and UAE in the life. How was the first shock?
So the thing is, like as I told you, I was not at all prepared to move to the Middle Eastern region. So I was very busy. So 10 days I just busy with my marriage. I moved here with him. So from the flight, I can see deserts when we were nearing UAE, and he told me this is UAE. And
No, I
believed
told
him.
her, sorry to interrupt, I told her we were going on top of the Oman, the mountain area.
Yes.
I showed her like, see, this is Dubai.
And I believed
So she
him.
was like-
So because I was expecting deserts, so I really believed him, and I'm like, okay, we will manage. But we landed. The airport was very glamorous. I became happy. Then as we started getting out of the airport and I saw the things, it was amazing, amazing. And one thing what I asked him was, where are the people? Because as compared to India, this is empty. I cannot see people anywhere, because I was in Mumbai, it's like pretty crowded and it's like people everywhere.
Yes.
So suddenly when you land in UAE, there are no people. It's all empty, very clean, beautiful. So that was the first thing I noticed. And then yes, I think after one day, he took me to dinner at More Cafe, right? Dubai Fountains. One of the best memories we have, because it was amazing, because and I told him like, wow, this Burj Khalifa and all, it looks so beautiful. Nothing in pictures could describe the beauty of that building.
Sure.
When you actually sit in there and enjoy the fountains and see Burj Khalifa in actuals. So yeah, this is like a small girl who was dreaming something, and it really popped out in the best versions. So from there, yeah, then the career, I got job within 15 days of moving to UAE. This was not in the plan, because we were planning to go for a honeymoon trip or something. But yeah, since the opportunity came, we both decided like we will not leave the opportunity, and that's where the professional life came into picture. And it was all amazing opportunities where I learned a lot. Like the opportunities each and every company have given me to learn, it was very amazing. I don't think in any other world I would have grown this fast. So I learned very different kind of things, and yeah, the political situations, what kind of troubles in the entire neighborhood and all those things. So it's all an enriching experience. So I have traveled to many countries in Middle East. I have explored different cultures. It was all part of the education.
Mr. Bibin, when you start thinking to open your own business?
To be honest to you, like technically I don't have a business, but I do have a business. I need to say like that, because I'm working for an international firm. The business idea started like when she became a mother, where she had to resign the job and she had to dedicate more time to the baby and to our family. And 1 year after having a baby, I could feel that her career was getting shattered. She was in fact having a very good job. She was.
I think I can put more light on this one.
Yeah.
The thing is that we both, after I think 6 years of marriage, we planned to have a baby. So we both had a very amazing kind of professional life where we used to travel, and it's like room partners coming back from business trips. So it was pretty amazing. Then the baby came, and I was very clear on the idea that I don't want to continue a professional life. So I left my job, I went back, And I had a very good break, enjoying my time, maternity, motherhood, and everything. But yeah, after 1 year, when baby became one, I felt that I'm missing that element. And Bibin also said, like, if you are missing that, you should go back. I tried that, but then I was not able to enjoy the old job in the same way, because back in my mind, I am half mother, so I cannot do it in the old times. Like, I cannot throw the things and just go out like old times. That is where we thought, like, okay, let's think of like a mother who is a business person and how we will do it. So we decided to start something in the basic way. We try and experiment, because it's all about experiment. How you succeed, that depends on your luck. So we started a small business, and then I got the flexibility, like, I can work from home, or I can come for specific hours to my office and I can work. So this way there was a balance where my baby can enjoy my time and I can do a quality work on my times where my baby is sleeping or something like that. So it started from there. Now our baby is almost 3. He started going nursery, so we have more time to dedicate to our business and profession and things.
And one more point I should say here is, like, 2-3 years back, we saw a very motivational post from His Highness Sheikh Hamdan, where he visited a small cafeteria in Jumeirah, which is owned by one of people from India, and he was posing with a Hassan Matar shawarma.
Yes.
So at that point of time, we were actually thinking of bringing something related to the food. Investments was always a big problem, because we didn't have that kind of a big money to invest. So we always were in a limited budget. So when we saw that post, and I was just telling Anusha, listen, His Highness is there in a cafeteria, which is not very big. It is not a fine dining concept. It is not a Michelin star concept. But he went over there because the food is good. So why don't we bring something, a good product, and try to develop it slowly. I mean, our dream is not to become millionaires. Okay, we want to make a decent amount of profit, at the same time to give something back to the society. So this post, after seeing from Sheikh Hamdan, actually inspired us a lot. Especially the transparency that the government of UAE is having, and how they are supporting even the smallest of the smallest business.
By the way, I love Hassan Matar shawarma. It's so
After that, to be honest to you, like, I'm always there at Ijazah. So that post actually, I'm not saying over here because the question came, it was actually motivating for small business people like us.
Yeah.
It gives us a lot of courage. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen in some of the other parts of the world, but it happens only here in UAE.
2017 in World Trade Center, there is a guy, he's with a stand there, Mr. Bibin. What he was doing?
No, I was actually not. I was visiting the Gulf Food exhibition there. I was just going around seeing different kinds of chocolates, because that's my industry. And then I came across this brand, which I would say one of the best chocolates in the world, which is preferred by some of the best Michelin star chefs around the world. And when I met this gentleman, I was so happy to see the brand. I was so happy to see, oh, this chocolate is in UAE. So more than the business, as a consumer, I really wanted to see this brand available on the shelves here. So I took an initiative. We went through one of the distributor companies who put them into the prestigious Emirates Airlines. And the Pakari story started from there. The connection with the Middle East started from there. And now here we are sitting over here with so many products of Pakari. At that point of time, it was just hardly 1 or 2 chocolates which we were giving. Yes. But now in 2021, we do have a range of more than 54 flavors with us.
Pakari, let's talk about the brands.
Pakari means nature in Spanish. So you can associate this product to the nature. Now talking about Pakari, now about the certification, it's an organic vegan chocolate. It's an organic certified vegan chocolate with the kosher certification, and it is only biodynamic certified brand in the entire world. So there are a lot of things to go with Pakari, and as far as the chocolate is concerned, I can tell you that it is an experience. So, and this is the future. So when you are eating a Pakari, it's not just that you are eating a chocolate, but you are having a completely different experience. So you need to eat to understand.
I already tried something with olives.
Yes.
So
Oh yeah.
When I heard about Pakari, that time was a bit challenging, because most of the places were closing down for the lockdown and everything. So we decided, like, we will take the chance and bring the products to UAE, because there was a waiting time, because we have to order and then only it is produced. So we brought so many flavors here, but the flavors which are really good for our region is the green olives and the cardamom. This actually will be something special for the Ramadan month, where people can correlate these flavors to the occasion. And then we have around 52 flavors. So in the 52 flavors, we are not using any artificial colors or flavors. It is all flavored with the real ingredients, and which is again organic certified. So when someone is enjoying our products, we can also tell them that it is completely packed in biodegradable packings. It's not going to hurt the nature in any way. The product comes from very ethical sourcing of cocoa beans. It's single origin cocoa beans, and yes, the country from where we are bringing, we are not hurting the country's economy in any way. So we are a tree to bar concept. So this is very important points about Bakari brand.
If I mention Bakari in everywhere in the internet, I will get many organic products, many organic things belong to Bakari.
Yes.
What's the meaning of Bakari?
See, the thing is like now the whole concept of vegan, organic, now it is becoming very popular, and we often start to see more products coming into the shelves every day. One thing with Bakari, chocolate is always an indulgence, something that brings a smile to your face. Now, apart from all the certification that Bakari is having, we managed to bring one of the most tastiest chocolates in the world. So Bakari, you can choose Bakari for the certifications, but taste-wise, I don't think so you can find a replacement for Bakari at the moment, because it's pure indulgence of dark chocolate.
We have all the certifications, as you said, like other competitors, but for us, the most important part is someone to try it and then say, like, will you come back or not? So that is the most important part. Like, you try the product, you judge it, you will find the difference from this brand to the other brands.
And in every Bakari, you can see the awards that it has won. So we have been winning the gold and the silver and the bronze award from 2012, and Bakari had won more than 350 international awards.
Wow.
So that's why we claim in the catalog as Bakari is the #1 chocolate in the world. So the #1 chocolate in the world has to be there in the #1 city in the
Should be
world.
special.
And Dubai is going to become the #1 city. Oh, in fact, it is the #1 city in the world, I can say. I mean, we have traveled across the world, but what Dubai gives is something totally different.
Yeah.
When I talk about Michelle Obama or Opera or these people who mentioned that's Bakari and they love their flavor, tell me about your best flavor in this Bakari.
Well, my personal flavor would be the salt and nips, 60%, but depends from people to be. Her flavor would be the golden berries.
I love the coffee. Like, instead of having a good coffee, I take a bar and that makes my day. So for me, the coffee works the best.
There is one guy behind the camera. He's the one who arranged you. He's a friend, and now he invests, and you are the one who manage.
Yes, I am lucky to have a friend who believes in us and who was willing to make the investment. And I know him from school. So we have a friendship for more than 30 years, same way. I mean, from the time I came to Dubai, I met him in 2 or 3 years after that. And not only this business, he's associated with me in a lot of other projects. So it's more like a family affair. So we don't have any outsiders in the business. Even our investor or the people working in the business is more like within the family only.
See, in Bakari, the investment really needs the trust, because this is not like a normal business where you pay or you can manage rolling of money or credit facility. It really needs the real money to be invested even before the product is ordered. So this means we needed a person who believes in our brand as well as in ourselves. So this relation was very important for us, to have an investor who understands us. So
Ecuador.
Yes.
Ecuador. So when we talk about the chocolate, he will go directly for Switzerland or will go to Belgium. But the raw materials is from Ecuador, from America, from North America or South America. So let's talk about the chocolates. Ecuador, what we are receiving from them?
Ecuadorian cocoa bean, which is, we call it the Aribo National Cocoa, is considered to be one of the best cocoa beans in the world. The history of the Bakari goes back in 2000s, where the cocoa industry was completely controlled by the European sources. Even now, it is being controlled. So what happens is, any country that is making a good cocoa bean don't have a good brand. For example, Ivory Coast or Ghana makes cocoa beans, one of the largest producers of cocoa beans. But Ivory Coast is not having a good brand of chocolate. The same cocoa bean is being transported to a European country and they convert into their brand. So Pacari owners is also a husband and wife, which is Santiago and Carla. They decided to invest 5 years in the bean technology, understanding the organic farming, bringing the farmers together, talking with the government, and to come out with a brand that could support their economy, and also with a vision and mission to end child slavery and to give a guilt-free chocolate on your table. So talking about Pacari's quality, yes, it is made with one of the best cocoa beans in the world.
So now, if I go to market, I will not find your brand, and I suggested to you many big shops. You mentioned to me, no, I don't need it. Tell me why.
One of the reasons why you will not find Pacari in so many big brands, as we told you, we are not a very, neither of us or Pacari is a very cash-rich company. Putting a brand in some of the big hypermarkets, it's not about the quality, it is not about what is good for the people, but it could be a big investment game. And at this point of time, we are not well prepared for that. And also at the same time, Pacari got an exclusivity. They don't manufacture in bulk. And they are not an industry. Every chocolate or every bean is like hand-picked, made in small batches. It is not like a mission-operated factory. It is so. What happens is like we don't have the capacity to cater to the entire market, so we can cater only to some of the specialized clients. And also Pacari it's a little expensive than the other brands what is available in the market.
See, more importantly, we don't want our brand to become a Me Too brand where it is placed with 50 other organic products and gets lost. This is literally going to kill the brand. For us, we know what are the extra points other than organic branding what Pacari is having, and we really want the awareness to be created for these USP points of the brand, and then someone buying it. It should not be just like, okay, let me have an organic chocolate, let me try olive. It should not be like that. He should understand what he is buying, and he should be completely aware of that. So the product should not be lost in a shelf where there are 50 or 100 kind of organic chocolates placed. So for us, the placement is very, very important,
Sure.
like how we are placing the brand.
Madam, when I talk about why we are here, so I will talk about Dubai 2040. His Highness mentioned about the best country or the best place in the world. Sustainability, this is mainly what he was talking about. After 30 years, my son, he will be the one who carry this Pacari. From where you get this vision?
Frankly telling you, like as I told you, when I came to UAE, I never had any idea like how this country works or what kind of system is operating inside UAE. But when I came and I gradually started understand the concept, the beauty of this country, I was really impressed and I wanted to settle down. Like I made plans where I want to become a part of the country. And frankly speaking, COVID really changed me a lot. Because when COVID started, I remember discussing with my husband, like, let's get prepared, something bad is coming, so we must cut down our budgets and get ready for something like, it's like a storm coming and I don't know what are the arrangements we need to do. So at that time, I heard some of the speeches made by the leaders of the country, and there was one particular speech where I heard the Sheikh saying that, my people. And when he addressed my people, he meant all the people in UAE. I really felt some connection. That was the first time I felt like, okay, I'm a part of UAE. And from the start of COVID till this vaccination point, and when we are hoping for next 6 months we will reopen and go to the normalcy, I have felt everywhere that I was treated like say my own person, like it's like a family, what we are having a system in UAE, and everyone is taken care. There is no change or no difference among the individuals here. We live like a system, and everyone was getting vaccination on time, everyone was taken care, everyone followed the rules. So we set an example for the world, like how we can coexist together, such a beautiful way. So of course I want my son to learn all these things, and also to focus on a future where he becomes a part of sustainable nature. So he should understand what is the problems we are facing, what is the problems his parents created for him, because in our lifetime we might have done so many things which are wrong. We might not have understood the importance of tomorrow. Like when I was maybe 20, I thought like, okay, after 100 years there will be global warming. I will not be there. This was me. But today I hear that in next 40 years, this global warming and deforestation, this is going to kill me even. And I might go to a stage where I see my children suffering for the things what I have done. So I have started my process of rectification, and I want my child or the children in our family to learn the things, because they must be equipped to handle the situation. They are going to difficult state where they have to rebuild everything what we destroyed: wildlife, forest, nature, pollution, all these things they have to rectify. This will be the challenge for them. So by the time my child is 20 or 25, there will be big hurdles and challenges for him, and he should be ready. So he should not have any kind of wrong concepts in his mind, or he should not be misinformed about the situation, because the more fast we accept the reality, the faster we will act on the reality checks what we need to do. So this is what I started with, a brand which is very ethical. And if my son goes further and brings these kind of more brands to UAE, so I will be very proud. Like somewhere I might feel that I have done a good job in making him understand the need of the art.
Mr. Bibin, yesterday we visit you in the home. You was want to make the interview with your wife. Then when we asked the wife, how did you get to receive it? She mentioned that because behind me there is a man. She mentioned you. So we suggested why we are here now with you.
Yeah.
How you can build and accept and you push a woman to be in the market between more than 200 different nationalities in this hard market, and you're supporting fully.
To be honest to you, one of the main thing is that I want my wife to be strong individually on her feet. That's how, because we talk a lot about woman empowerment, equality, but I feel woman is far superior than men in all the things, all the ways what they can do, and things that they can do is amazing. So even when we talk about business, of course it's a difficult market. Dubai is a difficult market because you're competing with a lot of international brands. For a strong brand like Pakari, you need a strong woman like Anusha. I don't think so I'll be able to do that project. So she is more than capable of handling this project, because you need to be, your determination levels has to be strong. You need to be professional. And she is very good in multitasking. If she can handle the house, definitely she can handle the brand.
Madam Anusha, so when I meet you in the home, I find many hours you have it in the home. Tell me about this hours.
So when we started ABA Stepsworth, we associated ourselves with Kerry. Kerry is an Ireland company, and we handle their pharmaceutical business for Pakistan and Bangladesh. We are their distributor. And we do a lot of pharmaceutical excipient, you call, not the main medicine, but the excipients which we send to these countries. So in the difficult times of COVID, because the logistics became very, very challenging. Even today, logistics is very challenging. The prices are very high. The container, you would know the Suez Canal issues and all. So in this kind of difficult situation also, we managed to keep everything on track, on time, and we did 90% good job, you can say. So this is the point where Kerry had rewarded us for our good work, and we are still the agent for Kerry working for these regions.
Anusha, Bibin, and what the A? ABA, what's the last A?
That's my son, Aiden Jacob. So yeah, one of the thing he discussed about empowering me. So I am Anusha John. So John is my father's name, which I have not changed. He never insisted me on changing my name.
So we used to have something in India, like you get married
You
and
have to change your
immediately
name.
you transfer your ownership from father to husband. So no, we don't believe in that.
Exactly.
I said, you are Anusha John, your dad brought you up to be that way.
So that is something.
So
I
her
got
name has
from
never
my
been
father.
changed in the passport or everywhere. She's not Anusha Jacob, she's still Anusha John. So we can talk a lot of things, but practically doing could be a lot
If
difficult.
a woman is empowered, but still she have to seek permission from her husband, or her husband dictates her ambition, that's not empowerment. This is not what I go through with my husband. I'm a completely free, independent person, but I take advantage of his wisdom because he's 3 years elder to me. So I always consult with him, like, okay, this could. So it's like a healthy conversation, and we always have so much to talk. Like before getting married also, we used to talk every day, like 1 to 2 hours, and it's mostly the discussion about profession, social life, political situation. So we have a lot to discuss. It's not just the household things. Yeah, our son at this age cannot understand us. He gets bored. But I know that after maybe 5-10 years, he will be capable enough to understand what we are talking, and he will participate in a healthy discussions what we are having. So it will be like a family conversation, tea time.
When I talk about the mother and wife and the businesswoman, when I talk about Anusha, so what you will say for your husband opposite this camera?
My husband is my best friend. That's the briefest description I can give, because a best friend is someone who covers the quality of a father, a brother. He combines himself in every relation where a man is needed in a woman's life. So he completes me. This is Bibin for me. And for my son, he should be the role model, because I want my son to treat women in the same way as his father is doing. So he should be his role model.
No, I mean, we have a very healthy friendship between us from the day we met till date. Touch wood, we have a good friendship. So more or less, like she said, that we always have a lot of subjects to talk. We have our political opinion. Obviously, the opinion can differ.
Yeah,
She's a very strong personality. It is not easy to work with her. Even today, I told I don't want to come, in between. She said, no, you have to come. So her opinion, she got a very strong opinion, strong view.
But yeah, I have a place where I can voice my opinion. I'm free to voice that, and I'm very lucky that my family always believed in equality of the gender, and my in-laws have the same kind of attitude. There is no one in my family who says there is something I cannot do. So that's the kind of freedom which is really needed for you to fly. So I have a very strong backup of family, and I'm very lucky to have that.
And any of my cousins coming from India, like women who is coming from India, when they land in Dubai, sometimes they ask me a lot of questions. I always tell them, this is not like any of those countries. You are in Dubai. So over here, a woman is safe. You can even roam around at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the night, nothing will happen to you. But when you go to certain other countries, that's not the case. You cannot go out after the dark. It is not safe.
No, not only going far, like in our country also, how much is the crime rate against women. So one thing which really, really impresses me about you is that I'm never afraid. I know that if I ever call Dubai police or takes our support, it will come within 2-3 minutes. So help is just 3 minutes away from you. This is the best thing. Like, I think every woman deserves to get this kind of safety and security. Like, women should be living in such a country. So this is the best thing what makes me proud about UAE. And when I go out, if someone asks what is good about you, this is the first thing I tell: the safety of the women. I feel very safe. I can roam around at 2 o'clock. No one will even say a single word to me, because in India, eve teasing is one of the basic thing. Like it's said, like every woman in India goes through that. Eve teasing is a normal thing, but I never, for once in UAE in 10 years, have gone through that. So it's a beautiful example for everyone to follow.
This peace and safe country which created from Sheikh Zayed age, what we have to say for you leaders and government for it?
I mean, to be honest to you, from the time, I don't know, my experience started in UAE, I would say more than Sheikh Zayed, we were always following Sheikh Rashid, because I was in Dubai. Obviously, we learned a lot about Sheikh Zayed, who we call this the father of the nation.
Abba Zayed.
Yeah, I still remember when His Highness passed away, there was a grieving mourning session for 10 days. We felt sad. Being an expatriate, I don't know, I think Nahas could recollect that, we were in school. We felt sad about it. The thing is normally when you get holidays, you are happy as a school kid. You just want to go and play out there. But this happened when I was in school, and I remember the whole news, the school was sad. We were sad about it. So that is a kind of impact the leaders have even on the expatriate community here. I don't think so that, I had gone ever sad, listening to the demise of certain leaders that we are connected to. But when this happened, this same is the case when Sheikh Zayed also passed away. So we connect to the country very well. Obviously, a lot of people say that Dubai is an expensive country to stay. No, here you have all the options. You can design your lifestyle in the way you want. So it is those leaders that has given you the freedom to design the life in the way you want. You can even eat from the best of the best places in the world. At the same time, you can also be on a budget. This is not so common when you go to certain other parts of the world. Yeah, that's why we want to bring up our son over here, because this is the environment that we want him to grow up. We want him to see.
You send a child to a school to learn certain things. So a school teaches 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But if you're bringing up your children in a country which have so many examples to follow, so by the time they are 15 or 18, they have so many things which are out of the book or out of the theory, which they learn from their surroundings. And when such an enriched kid go anywhere out of the world, like UAE. So he will be doing the same kind of things, compassion or tolerance. These things will be an inbuilt part of him. So this is very important that he gets a proper surrounding, not just a good school, but a proper surrounding to learn the things with a broader vision, not like, okay, A plus B or C plus D, not like that. He should understand what is the importance of all these things.
Yeah, but at the same time, Dubai can also spoil you. Because what happens is, when you're so used to this kind of standards, okay, quality standards, sometimes, when I even go back to my own country, I'm like, what? Why doesn't happen here? No, you cannot. I mean, Dubai spoils you in a lot of ways, in a good way, obviously. So you are used to almost like close to perfection or perfection here. And when you don't get that from the other countries, and you would always, when you come on top of Dubai, when the flight, when it reaches on top of Dubai, you have a comfort factor. You're like, oh, okay, finally I'm in Dubai.
I'm home.
So that feeling, maybe we have spent majority of our
No, even in 10 years, I have the same feeling, that home, that the feeling of home, that's what you feel when the flight is
I'm sure there is a big expatriate community that, our Dubai kids, we call ourselves expatriate Dubai kids, who still feels the same. And the newer generation can connect better with this place, because for them, they see all the glamorous things of Dubai. And we were lucky to see Dubai grow.
Yeah, for his lifetime, he was lucky to see Dubai step by step getting constructed and all. But for our son, this is like already made, and he's getting a luxurious country. So we want him to have a grounded life also, where he learns the basics. So for him to go into some charity kind of work and all is important. So we will take care that he will learn all those things as well.
So Dubai and Expo coming soon. Ramadan Kareem tomorrow, the best day of Ramadan. So what do you have to say for UAE and all Muslim Arab world for Ramadan?
We would want to wish all the communities a very peaceful and happy Ramadan. We know we are going through a very difficult situation, but the holy month brings us peace and happiness, and also a relief from this great pandemic. Talking about Expo 2020, obviously it is a prestigious event for Dubai, and we are hoping and wishing that it turns out to be a massive success.
Yes.
And we personally are also banking on Expo 2020. Obviously, somehow it has become related to all the individuals staying in the place, and we take pride in saying Expo is happening in Dubai, in our town or our city. So we really want this thing to take off. Unfortunately, it couldn't.
It is like the
happen last year.
spacecraft, which has not taken up on time, but when it takes off, we will all be rejoiced to see its success.
Yeah.
So we all are hoping to see it happen.
And Dubai now getting, there is no limit for Dubai. For UAE as such, we have even reached to the Mars.
Yes.
So nothing can stop us. So Expo will happen in the best way possible, and I'm sure the leaders will make it happen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bibin.
Thank you.
Anusha, to be one of our guests, and welcome again our program. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.